Welcome to this week's episode of Campbell and Jones Meet the Monsters, the podcast where we chart the cinematic legacy of the classic monsters. I'm John Campbell. With me, as always, Brendan Jones.
John, you're on your own. I don't want to talk about this movie, so I'll talk to you later. See you later. I gotta go.
Uh-oh. Brendan!
You called me back.
Yeah, we have to do it, man. We have to talk for like at least an hour about these movies.
I will say that, because you just mentioned the howling off camera, off mic.
Yeah.
And I will say this. Here's the positive, John.
Yeah.
There are not as many Subspecies movies
as
are Howling movies.
No, not even. I mean, like, I think it's like half. I think there's like 8 Howling movies and 4 Subspecies. Although, Brendan, I know what you're
about to say because I looked it up.
They're actively shooting a 5th Subspecies right now. There are set photos. It's not. I think when we started talking about Subspecies, they were in pre-production. Now it's actually rolling cameras. That will come out. We will have to catch up with this shit.
And Denise Duff, who is our replacement Michelle in this movie,
she's here for the long haul,
is
man.
Still in, man. She's
I couldn't believe that. You know, we knew Radu would be back. What's the Anders? What's his name?
Anders Hove.
Anders Hove. I knew he'd be back. But yeah, seeing Denise Duff on those, and of course our auteur Ted Nicolau.
Yeah, is that the word, auteur? Is that what you, or do you feel comfortable saying it?
I mean, only when it is applicable to the Subspecies genre is he the auteur.
Yeah.
But he's the creative voice behind this. Also, boy, I'm not thrilled to see that this leading man dude is also in all of these going forward.
Yeah.
Because he made no impression on me at all.
Agreed. No impression. In fact, at the end, I was like, oh, right, he was in there.
He comes into this movie almost out of nowhere and does nothing, basically.
Yeah.
He just kind of pops in. We'll get into it, but he just pops in a way that's like, do you guys need a leading man in this movie? Because I could just kind of slot in.
That's exactly it. And
so the fact that he sticks around,
handsome-ish, there's no reason for him.
Well, we should say that this, we're talking about Bloodstone, Subspecies 2. I love when the subtitle is before the franchise title. That's stupid.
Well, I think maybe, even though you wouldn't know it from the poster art, I think weirdly, obviously, the Subspecies concept has absolutely nothing to do with the vampire stuff.
I know, that's the thing that gets me about this franchise is they really made a mistake calling it Subspecies.
Yeah, because the little stop-motion-y beasties, they get maybe 2 minutes of screen time.
Apparently, they're phased out after the next movie, so Subspecies 4 doesn't even have them.
What are we talking about?
I know, it shouldn't this be called. I was watching this going, why don't you just call it fucking Radu or call the whole thing Bloodstone? Bloodstone actually would be fine because it's all about
that's a connective tissue.
Yeah, but I love, like, even when you look at the poster for this thing, which we should talk about right now. It's heavy on the Subspecies.
Well, they're incorporated. The Bloodstone is the central image.
But it's still like, it makes it seem like, oh, those pesky Subspecies are back.
I know. They are holding up the Bloodstone.
Yeah.
And in the Bloodstone, we see the images of our new Michelle and Radu.
Oh, Radu. Radu. I will say.
You know what I was hoping is that, because, you can look at alternate titles and, this in Uruguay was called blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Somebody should perhaps call one of them Radon't.
By the way, that
Subspecies.
Come on, that had to be somebody's snarky review of this, right?
Yeah.
Subspecies 2, Radon't. Are you kidding? If Gene Shalit had bothered to review this thing, he would have been like, say Radon't.
That's
to
exactly a
Subspecies
Gene
2.
Shalit.
Yeah.
And also with the poster, the text, I mean, the title is actually fairly just small.
I know. It's
some
kind
things
of
are better left undead, is what it says there.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah.
And I think I don't know if I remember this specifically, but my main, and I think I might have said this the last time we talked about, my main engagement with this franchise were these posters in a video store. I remember seeing the image of Radu and the Subspecies on promotional art like this, just hanging in the local video store.
I will say there is something about whatever Photoshop or, you know, whoever did the poster designs for Full Moon and Charles Band.
Yeah.
It has to be a person or a person who instructed all of his coworkers to do. They are unmistakable. You can spot them, and it's something about they do look like cheap ads for cheap video games. There's always some sort of blue light or pink light or red lighting in them, and you just sit there going, yeah, this is bottom of the barrel. If nothing else, though, they do pop. But they're not good.
But they pop in a negative way, because I was going to say, even as a kid in that video store who was crazy for genre stuff, I knew to skip this.
Yep.
There was and I was watching anything with a guy in a cape or a werewolf or anything. I was rabid for this kind of stuff. But even then I was like, ooh, no.
Yeah. It just
Skip
means you
right
have a
over
highly
that.
developed protective sense. You're like going, Charles Band, I say thee nay.
No, the Full Moon movies, there's some sort of sixth sense. There's a whiff of cheapness about them.
Yes.
There's a lack of quality. I will say, the way I watch this, I don't know how you watch this, but if you have the Arrow Video streaming service.
Oh, no, I didn't actually. I still haven't gotten that.
They have all the Subspecies movies, and I think they must have some deal, because I think they have all of the Full Moon movies on there.
I saw it on Tubi.
Yes, yeah. I think but all of the Full Moon Entertainment stuff, I'm pretty sure, is on Arrow. I think they must have some kind of deal once again, because I saw Dr. Mordred on there. I saw Vampire Journals on there. I saw any number of these things on there.
Arrow won't have had, they won't have done nice, clean versions, right?
No. Yeah, they're just, these aren't.
It's not like they remastered or anything.
No, these aren't physical releases from them on disc. These are just, I think they're probably cheap, and Arrow is genre.
Can you imagine anyone? I mean, I know that. By the way, I
don't think you can clean this up. It's shot on video. I don't know how much you could really clean it up.
Hey man, you could use that video AI stuff. That
you could. Once again, it's a thing.
Upscales things. But
yeah,
I just trying to imagine that being someone's job, like sitting down and going, "Okay, let's make Dr. Mordred really sing."
By the way,
let's get that the puppet.
The
series.
New season of Mr. Sanacia 3000, they do Dr. Mordred.
Do they do?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. So if you have,
actually, I will say it's not good at all.
Yeah.
But I do love. I love the star.
I'm a big Combs fan. Yeah, I will watch most things with Combs.
It is close to Doctor Strange because it's clearly supposed to be Doctor Strange.
And I will say, stay tuned over on the Action Shelf. We're gonna cover it. Yeah.
Hey, that's not very actiony.
Well, we're doing a this is a you're getting a preview here, folks. We're doing a Marvel knockoffs month. Either cheap adaptations of Marvel stuff like Dolph Lundgren's Punisher.
I was about to say that
Marvel adjacent, the Sci-Fi Channel produced Man-Thing movie.
Oh yes,
we're doing that. So yes, that is coming in the coming months. So one of them we're doing is Dr. Mordred.
Well, you have no one to blame but yourself.
Yeah, no, it's true. It helps that the movie's like 75 minutes. Much like this, it's like 86 minutes. That is about as much Radu as I can handle in my life.
And I gotta say that it still
drags. It still drags. I know. I agree.
The thing that this is like, it's not. It doesn't open well, but it opens so batshit insane.
Yep.
That for half a second, I actually was like going, "This is gonna be fun." I was like, "This is gonna be bad fun."
I thought then it's gonna be better. I thought, "Oh, they've improved." I mean, like it's still not.
Then it drives off a cliff immediately, and you're just like, "No, we're still going with this."
I love because initially I thought, "Oh yeah, Radu in the city, baby. This is what I'm looking for." Radu in the city.
Radu in the city. Boom, 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 boom.
I've
running
decided
wild and looking pretty.
I would love if it was like, I've decided to put aside my evil machinations and start a new life as a single guy in the city.
This movie...
I mean, kind of that is the case. He's in the city, and he's just looking for love in this one.
Kind of. Also that damn Bloodstone.
Yeah.
Which we'll talk about just how poorly this story comes together.
Well, because you want to talk about a movie that has no momentum, no stakes, there is nothing compelling.
And splits its storyline, splits its screen time into 3 separate stories that each one has no momentum.
Yep.
And they're just running side by side, and then they collide at the end, and you go, this doesn't do anything.
Even getting a Shatner in this movie can't save this thing.
No.
And I actually think she's not terrible.
She's not terrible, and she's cute. I mean, again, I felt bad for her being in this.
I did too.
I felt bad for Denise Duff. I mean, not that she's great either. It's just I'm sitting there going, oh, this isn't serving anybody.
But I mean, like, I will say, watching Melanie Shatner, I'm going like, oh, you could have had like a TV guest star career, which she kind of did. I mean, she kind of dabbled. She got out of acting somewhat quick.
You could have led one of those syndicated knockoff cheap shows like whatever, Relic Hunter or Jack of all trades, or one of those things that the Raimis crapped out.
She's got a TV vibe to her, for sure.
She has a TV vibe.
But yes, she's cute, and she's like minorly compelling. Not as compelling as the most compelling man ever, her father, but who just will force you to look at him on screen with his acting. I mean,
I will say, I thought Melanie's toque was probably the best I've seen a Shatner wear.
I will say, if you look at her career, no surprise, her screen debut is in a Star Trek movie.
Of course.
2 Star Trek movies. She's in both Star Trek 4 and 5. She's uncredited in 4, but she's a credited yeoman in Star Trek 5, The Final Frontier.
Nice.
Yeah. I believe she does commentary on that, if I'm not mistaken. One of his daughters, at least, does commentary with him on that, which is mainly...
Oh, I didn't know he had multiple daughters.
He does,
I thought she was it.
No, he has at least 2 daughters. And I think it's her, though, that's doing the commentary. And she's mainly there to prod him to say stuff.
Oh, like, Dad, don't you want to comment on... Oh, right. Yes, of course.
Well, because it's hard to be a one-person commentary. So I think she's just there to, like, funnel questions and stuff. So he has something to go off of. Because, of course, Bill will go all day if you let him. But, yeah.
Oh, you call him Bill, because I forget how,
I do.
How tight you guys
I'm sorry. He has 3 daughters. Melanie, Leslie, and Elizabeth Shatner.
Oh, my God.
From his 4 wives.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, good for you, Bill.
I'm sorry, but all of the children are with the first wife, and then he has not had any more children since then. I see. So it's not like he's not doing the embarrassing thing of being old dad. I mean, you know, to whatever, but like you saw Alec Baldwin, child number 7 the other day.
Child number 7, man.
Yeah, I want to have 7 kids when I'm in my 60s. That's a smart decision.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, no, all of Shatner's kids born around Star Trek time.
Well, good for him, and I hope they had wonderful childhoods, because you hear about these celebrity kids and what they grow up with.
Well, I think a lot of, at least based on reading Shatner's biographies, there was a lot of Bill not being around because Star Trek and other stuff took up a lot of time. But that's what people came here for, Shatner biographical information. Because if I start down that road, we got to stop it now. I'll go all day. I know a lot about the man.
I know you do, but what you need to do is get back into the world of Radu and tell us, how does this thing start?
Well,
man?
It starts with a voiceover that is basically previously on Subspecies.
I know. This voiceover is actually supposed to be Michelle.
Yeah.
And the actress who played her in the first movie was not a good actress at all.
No.
But I thought she was a cutie, and so I did miss her.
I don't know. Denise Duff is pretty cute too, though.
No, Denise Duff is very cute. It's just the short-haired brunette from the first movie becomes a sort of curly-locked, long-haired
because
lady
we got to get a new short-haired brunette in Melanie Shatner, right?
Right, but she's not playing the same character. She's playing that character's sister. Anyway, so
know.
Michelle starts off by saying, like,
I love the sudden appearance of a sibling in a sequel. That always gets
of course,
me.
Yeah. That's always a good sign.
I am the sister of the main character of the last movie. Sure.
Subspecies 2. Your sister's kind of a vampire.
Well, I mean that Howling 2 is one of the ultimate examples of that, where it's all of a sudden, yes, I am the brother of the main character. It's like, wait a minute, you were never mentioned.
And when did you watch your sister get killed on
If I ever
TV
get a
news?
chance to make a genre movie, I'm going to have a main character constantly allude to their sibling so that the seeds are laid when somebody else makes the straight-to-video sequel.
Very smart. But
if only my brother were here.
Michelle's like, so all of my friends were dead, killed by the vampire Radu, but Stefan, the nice guy vampire, and Radu bit me. Stefan, the nice guy vampire, defeated his brother, and now he's going to take me under his wing as a vampire, and we're resting in our coffins.
Yeah.
Surely
nobody comes along to stake us.
Yeah, sure hope that, and this is what kills me, it cracked me up. The end of Subspecies, if I remember correctly, I did not go back to try and rewatch.
And here's the thing, we didn't watch it that long ago, and that's how much I've already forgotten it.
Yeah, but I know that she gets turned, and if I remember correctly, it ends with Stefan, the hunky brother vampire, and her.
How is he not back in this? That's a huge mistake.
I know, but man, is he disrespected?
Yeah.
But the ending of it seemed to be like they are already adjusted to her new vampire life, and I think I remember them being in a big city or something like that, and they're getting into their fancy coffins or something.
It might have been something like that. I mean, it definitely felt like they're going to be vampire power couple now,
and it definitely felt like some time had passed.
Yeah.
Here, this movie is like, this happened 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, this is one of those sequels
she is
that begins...
literally experiencing her first day, I guess, in a coffin. Meanwhile, we're watching Beheaded Radu.
Oh my god.
And this is bad shit, but I'm like,
no.
This
is when I was with the movie, when the Subspecies are putting Radu back together. Oh, I'm on board. And
if only they had like a little work song. Wouldn't that have been awesome if they had like we take his head, then we put it here, and we take the stake out of his chest.
Bring the master back. Bring the master back.
This is what it needed. Yeah. But the little stop motion dudes,
I loved it, and I thought, good. I thought my first thought is maybe this movie will have more of the Subspecies. Oh, I was mistaken.
I was thinking that too,
because I'm like, we're opening right on them, and when the viscera and gore is shooting out of his neck and connecting back to his body, I'm like, oh, I am here for this comic book bullshit.
No, me too, because again, I was sitting there going, if nothing else, these full moon movies, they're being just goofy and ridiculous, and sometimes
that's what they should be. It get to that Corman kind of level, you know.
But I love the fact they didn't bother putting his head right on his shoulders. They put the head closer to the shoulders so that the tendrils and viscera, as you say, and the muscles shoot out, connect to the head.
Great decision, fellas. Great decision.
Then the spinal column comes out to connect to the head, and then it pulls the head to the body. And there are two subspecies on his chest pulling the stake out.
I love it. Oh, that was great too. I love that. But when the spinal column is going, it's like spinal column connects to the skull bone, and
And then Radu with his big old fingers starts to get up again.
Oh, those fingies are back, baby. Those fingies are back.
He calls them his moneymakers. In the movie, he actually goes, "Did you forget about these, my moneymakers?"
But also, I did say, at this point, when they're putting him back together after he's been killed in the most, final vampire fashion, basically,
Yeah.
I like it's just like, okay, so he just can never be fully destroyed. Got it. He will be around in every sequel. Cool.
Or I think we knew that. He's on the poster of all of them.
But no, he is this franchise. I mean, there's no question.
Yeah, he is this franchise, even though the man can barely speak English. And
he can barely
there were
speak
several
English,
times I was like, what did you just say?
Oh my God, any scene where he has to grab anything is hilarious because those fingers don't work.
I was actually worried. There's that scene where he goes ham, as the kids say, on I can't remember what it is. The skeleton of his brother.
Oh my God! He starts
beating it, and I was sitting there going, he is moving his arms quickly with force, and I'm like worried that the fake fingers are going to fly off at any second.
There's also a scene, I can't remember what he's doing exactly, but he goes over to like some switches or knobs or something, and you can actually see the actor moving the middle part of the fake finger to actually manipulate the thing. This is where his real finger is, and I'm just going, what a awful design! Like what a horrible character design. Can
I also say,
so
well, I mean, if you're not going to spend a lot of time with this guy on screen and he's just your pop-up, or maybe he's your final beast form of a vampire, then that's great, because for a visual, it's pretty great if you're seeing it once. But if you're seeing this guy try to walk around and manipulate common day items, he's got these ridiculous fingers, man.
No, it is. It's like, dude, and you know that. So why would you write a scene where he's got to pull a lever or something like that? What are you doing, movie?
I have a feeling that Anders Hove is on set going, don't worry, I'm used to this now. I got it.
No.
I know how to use this stuff.
Between movie 1 and 2, I figured out how to do this.
I put in a lot of finger time. I've really worked it out.
I looked him up again. I'm sure we talked about this, that his main day job is that he's on General Hospital, Anders.
Well, to me, it looks like his main day job is being possibly one of those duplicate body doubles, like in case of someone getting shot, for Nick Cave.
Yes.
It looks like
100%. He looks like Nick Cave.
Whenever Nick Cave is like going, I think someone's trying to kill me, they call up Anders Hove and they send him out in a decoy vehicle. But yeah, this is man. It's just, it is what it is. So he is resurrected, and this is what's so funny. So apparently he was defeated the night before.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's back together.
Oh, boy.
He just, he goes to the coffin of his brother.
Yeah.
Who is holding the bloodstone in his hands.
Yeah.
Then he stakes his brother using the same stake that killed him. And he actually says, he goes, I am sorry to do this, my brother.
Well, then we get a whole thing later where he has a whole monologue about how he regrets it and he misses the tete-a-tete with his brother.
Yes.
But they almost give Radu a character to play in this.
I can't tell if they're trying to duplicate the look of the Stefan actor or they have a dummy or whatever it is, because you barely see a face.
I also love that they, when they have Michelle walk through the castle, there's the bodies of her friends who died, and I'm like, they had to cast those, you know?
Yeah, I know. Why bother?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, who cares? Just have, like, blood or like, a severed arm or something, you know?
So Stefan goes down like a punk because he's just sleeping. There's no movement. Boom, staked. He's dead. Turns into a skeleton.
Wait, when you get a whole, he sits up and his skin is melting and.
Well, I mean, yes, there's effects and stuff.
Yeah. Because I was still kind of with the movie at this point when I'm going like, wow, that was unnecessarily gory, and I'm on board. And then
because this movie is not skimping from that.
One of my favorite parts of this movie is Radu beating up a skeleton.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah,
you die again, skeleton.
Here's what I don't understand, and that is, his goal is to defeat his brother, who defeated him.
Yeah,
take the Bloodstone. Yep. And by the way, I may as well hook up with that Michelle chick since she drank from me.
It's so,
she will be my plaything, is what he says.
It's so funny, but he's really set on that. Like he goes from she will be my plaything to I must have her. And because Radu is so ill-defined, I have no idea what's motivating that.
No. And then, but the thing that is funny to me is he kills the brother.
Yeah.
Who was holding the Bloodstone.
Yes.
But Radu's like, I'll come back to that. I'm going to go take care of the lady.
Let me savor this victory and then just I'm going to get the Bloodstone in a couple minutes.
And her coffin opens up and she is wearing a thing that she wasn't wearing at the end of a translucent gown.
Yeah, she's wearing a borderline Hammer outfit here. Yeah.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
And he lifts the stake like he's going to kill her.
Yeah.
But he does say, you're going to be my plaything. And I'm like, wait, well, then why are you holding a stake over her heart? And then...
This is so funny. Then
he just didn't look at the clock, man.
Oh, shit, sunlight. Uh-oh. Well...
And I'm sorry, sun does not just pop up.
It always does in these movies,
because literally within 2 minutes of him beating the skeleton of his brother to pieces... where it's dark, and then he gets to her tomb, and when her coffin, and he's about to stake her, and suddenly it is fucking noon outside the window. He's like,
No, the way the sun comes up in a lot of these vampire movies would be so alarming in reality. If it was like night and then midday. Oh shit! You'd be blinded by it.
So he's not able to finish whatever he was going to do with Michelle, whose eyes are open.
Here's the thing, too, with vampires, right? They're inside a castle. Does he have to, as soon as there's sun outside, he's like, well, off to bed, have to, no choice. He couldn't finish this, take the Bloodstone, and then go. We're talking like 30 seconds, man. He's like, no sense. Gotta do it tomorrow. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, one thing also, this movie, like some... I like it when vampires cannot be exposed to sun. They don't have to be in fucking coffins.
Yeah.
And of course, the whole thing about, do you need the earth of where that's in Dracula, but I'm like, I don't know if that's a necessary thing either.
Well, it doesn't
So
matter
they just need to be somewhere dark.
Yeah.
He could literally just retreat to farther back in that same room and he'd be fine.
Yeah.
But no, he has to run downstairs into the crypt, into his coffin.
And it's like
back
right now, man. As soon as there's sun, it's like, oh shit, I've got to get there real fast or there's gonna be trouble.
But basically and again, he had plenty of time, even running from the sun. If he needed that Bloodstone, which is the whole
point, at least take the Bloodstone.
He could have reached over and grabbed it.
Yeah, at least take the Bloodstone. You don't have to stake.
But no, Michelle wakes up and she's quasi-vampire. She's not enjoying the sun.
Right.
But she goes over to Stefan's coffin. Oh no, he's dead. I really liked him. He was hunky. What's this in his skeletal hands? The Bloodstone, which she grabs out of his skeletal hands, breaking those skeleton hands. I know that he was the love of your life for like 5 minutes last night, but don't worry about snapping those fingies off.
You think she'd be a little careful there?
No.
What's
the point?
She takes the Bloodstone and runs out of there, man.
Yep, she's done.
And then Radu wakes up and he's like, no, the Bloodstone! It's gone! Why?
I will get you, my pretty.
And I'll just jump ahead briefly here to say he gets the Bloodstone back, and it kind of doesn't matter even. It
doesn't.
If the movie is
like
about
a symbol of office.
I know, it's like if the movie's about this MacGuffin, give that some weight. Instead, he gets it back. And it's not even a thrilling beat remotely. It's just like, now I have it. And you're like, is that what? What are the consequences of him getting the Bloodstone?
If I remember correctly, the Bloodstone was this mystical thing that would feed vampires
the blood
without
of the
them
saints.
Killing.
Yeah, it has the blood of the saints, whatever that means.
It will constantly replenish.
Yeah.
But it's something that should only be used for like dinner time.
Yeah.
And the problem was that Radu really hung on to it when he had it, which is how it corrupted him, because vampires can look gorgeous or hunky, but he is so creepy because apparently he was an addict for that Bloodstone.
I like that because that's very much like Star Wars, where the dark side makes you physically monstrous the more power you use from it and stuff like that. But the thing about that is, what are the stakes of that? That has no bearing on the world. It's not like, once I have that, now I'm more powerful. No, it's just like, now I have it and haha.
And now I have it.
Yeah, there's no there's never the turn to, and now the world. You know, there's
Nope.
I don't get.
Nope.
It's almost like just give him the Bloodstone and go. Who cares?
Yeah.
Just get him out of here, man. Like,
If it's not making him more powerful, you can just kill him some other time. And
Yeah.
everyone knows where his castle is, by the way.
That's always hilarious. Is
And I love
board
the
in
fact
these
that the local historian they end up talking to,
Oh
the
my
quasi
God.
Van Helsing
things.
character.
He's
like,
a terrible
No,
Van
I know.
Helsing. Yeah.
I know, but he's like, let's go to that castle and I'll tell you all about the legends. And you're sitting there going, so you live here, you know the legends, and yet when you walk in and there's Radu, you're like, oh, I'm sorry, I thought no one lived here anymore.
That scene. That's one of the worst scenes I've seen in anything. My God. Oh, sorry, didn't know anyone was home. We'll go now. Bye-bye.
I know, and he's not thrown by the Lord of the Manor having that face or fingers the size of broomsticks.
And Radu,
like, what the fuck?
What does Radu? Does he descend on them? No, he's just like, get out. And
yeah,
they're
he's like,
okay.
It's my house.
Yeah.
Hello,
And
who's paying rent? You
just
or
like,
me? Then
man,
get out.
This movie has no interest in any tension at all. Like,
Nope.
it's insane. I've never seen a more subdued vampire movie. It's just like, oh no,
But it's
okay.
trying to hit all the beats. It's trying to hit the beats of like tragic romance, and it's trying to hit the beats of I'm being pulled to darkness. And Michelle's like, oh, I don't want to hurt anybody. It's trying to do that stuff
Because you
It
don't
fails
know
on
the
every
power of the dark side of the Bloodstone.
pretty much.
Yeah.
That's what it's doing.
I mean, dude, this movie has fans. I mean, these movies have fans. I mean,
don't get it.
how about? I mean, I'm not going to read the whole review here, but just looking at the 10-star reviews, of which there are several.
Wow.
Steeped in doomy gothic melancholia and boundless creativity, which is largely absent in horror cinema today. Somebody's bemoaning, if only we had more movies like this.
Wow.
By the way, yeah, gothic melancholia. Oh, that is generous.
This guy says by far the best of the Subspecies series, which means we're in trouble. Anyway,
I disagree because I think the first one's better than this.
And it's terrible.
They're both terrible. But the amount of people who do what made me think of that is the doomed romance. The amount of people who go, it's Vampire Beauty and the Beast. It's this gorgeous, dark fairy tale.
He wants her as a plaything. He keeps saying that, and it's more like she's hot. That's basically it.
Radu,
and she's not attracted to him. She's
No.
just kind of pulled because he's her sire, and she's being tempted by vampirism. That's the whole thing. It's not love.
He would be a more interesting character if he did really love her. I mean, something that is closer to that is Bram Stoker's Dracula, right? The Coppola movie does that, and it really is, you know.
Can we just say that this movie, which this is what, 93?
Yes.
They did see Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Did they ever?
Because I think another good subtitle for this movie would have been Shadow Play. Because they used the independent moving shadows or shadow thing. They use it over and over and over in this movie, and I realize it's a very cheap effect.
Yeah,
but I'm just sitting there going,
it's nonstop.
Guys, enough with the fucking shadows. Now they're up on a building. Now it's over here. Now his hand doesn't have one, and then it's over there. Oh, crazy.
Well, and I will say the other thing that they really were thinking, Ted Nicolau and Charles Band were sitting in a theater watching Coppola's Dracula going, ooh, that looks cool and cheap.
Yeah, that looks affordable. Let's use that.
You saw this in the trivia that 2 and 3 were shot simultaneously, right?
Yeah, well, it had to be because we do get a coming soon.
Yeah, but I was going to say, so I guess this is the Infinity War and Endgame of Subspecies movies, or the Back to the Future 2 and 3.
Yes.
Also, pretty easy to do when both movies cost nothing.
It's your kids, Radu.
Yeah. Oh, come on. How? I can't. This new one better be Son of Radu. That's all I'm saying.
No, it won't be. It'll just be
that.
more of the same.
I
we
know.
got Michelle and Radu again.
Michelle and Radu.
And I think we got her sister, too.
Oh, is somebody else playing Becky?
No, doesn't Melanie come back for at least one more?
Oh, in 3, yeah, the same cast as in 2 and 3. But
yeah.
But she's out. Melanie's out after that.
Yeah.
She doesn't come back because it's a big
it'll be
jump.
The same.
We go from
it's another.
It's 5 years between 3 and 4.
Man,
when we get to Bloodstorm.
Jesus Christ!
I want to see a movie called Bloodstorm that has nothing to do with this. I just like the title Bloodstorm.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, I'm on board for a Bloodstorm. So Radu is pissed. She runs back into town now.
Yeah, she runs back into town, and she...
Oh, no. First she runs back to the monastery where they were staying, so she changes out of her diaphanous nightgown.
Right.
Back into her clothes, and this is where we get the, I'm turning into a vampire because my reflection is fading. Which I always love that.
Like, oh, no.
I always love the idea that not having a reflection is a process of becoming a vampire, where it's like, I can kind of be seen. Like, that's not just an instant thing. It's like, oh, you're
losing your soul.
You
and
kind of have
reflection.
a reflection for a while.
The reflection is of your soul.
I tried to take a picture of you, but it just keeps coming out fuzzy. I don't know what this is about.
There you go.
Yeah.
So then she runs to, then she
gets on a train back into town because we have to see the shadow of Radu cast against the train.
There's like this bullshit music video section. I mean, here's the thing. The first 20 minutes of this film are almost real time.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I would have been fine with, and here's story construction, ladies and gentlemen. She wakes up, oh my God, and finds her boyfriend dead. She has a bloodstone.
Mm-hmm.
We see her board a train. Maybe Radu is watching. Now she's in Bucharest in a hotel. That would have taken 5 minutes. We are watching her run, get changed, run for the train. There's music playing. She's looking over her shoulder. She gets on the train. Radu's watching the train. His shadow's on the train. Then she's in Bucharest getting off the train. Radu somehow is still there. Did he catch the train? I don't know.
Well, because I love
we have Radu vision, red
you see
vision.
You see his shadow, his giant shadow on the train, and I like the train goes by, and I thought, oh, well, that's kind of effective because that's the first time they do the shadow thing. But then the camera pans to him on the side of the tracks. I'm like, well, wait, do we have to then see him? I love that the movie can't just be evocative. It's just him going, yes, a train.
Then she goes to a hotel. She checks in the hotel. She takes a very gratuitous shower.
Oh my God! Wait, don't skip over that because that is the ultimate gratuitous horror movie nudity. Is the I'm just gonna take a shower. That's so common in these movies.
I think we didn't compliment, but we were surprised that there was as little nudity in the first one as we expected from Charles Band.
Yeah. Oh,
the two side actresses, as in the friends, both end up topless at some point.
Well, the one ends up with the torn shirt. That's just boobs.
The torn shirt. But our lead, Michelle, doesn't.
You think that's why they're like, we need a lady who's going to show it?
Maybe they hired this woman to do stuff because she's like, okay, I'll do full frontal. She literally, I mean, I was surprised. I was like, topless is what you expect, but then you're like, she's completely naked.
Yeah, the fact that the
camera,
it doesn't quite get to full frontal, but it's like it's lower than it should be.
Oh no, I don't know, man. On mine, it was full frontal. I'm very sorry to break it to you.
I don't know. I mean, at least on the Arrow, it's like the begin. I mean, well, I don't need to get into gynecological,
yes, you do.
but I'm saying like it definitely gets into lower than most nudity would go. Let's say that.
Well, yeah, but here I am thinking like,
and it is just like how unnecessary.
Yes, how unnecessary, exactly. And then you're going, oh, okay, well, that's probably why they hired her. But surely Melanie Shatner as her sister, and then she has a gratuitous shower scene.
She does have a gratuitous shower scene, but she at least negotiated to be behind a somewhat gauzy curtain.
Yeah, that's it. And I was just sitting there going, man, what's their last? Morgan. Those Morgan sisters, they're very clean.
I know,
they're
is just
extremely clean. They will take a shower.
Charles Band is like, well, you get it. And now I expect that we're going to see shower scenes in every one of these. I'm keeping an eye out for that.
Probably.
There's no doubt in my mind. You know what's interesting, though, is he doesn't do then like vampire ceremony nudity, which we saw in the first movie. They swap it out for the more gratuitous stuff.
Yeah. I assume from this point out, possibly the lead actresses will say, "We gave you that one."
Yeah.
And then probably from here on out through the series, I bet it's victim nudity.
Yes.
Whatever. And it'll just be that.
It's gonna do
thing.
the classic. I'm gonna tear your shirt open and then bite
Oh,
you.
of course, yeah.
Although Radu,
this was real weird, by the way. Radu constantly going for thigh meat.
Ooh, he's a leg man. He's a leg man.
And then a very disturbing thing, which we'll talk about when we get there.
Jesus
we're not
Christ.
there yet. There's one thing I was like going, wow, they went there, but we're not to that point.
So she goes to the hotel. Before she takes a shower, she does call her sister in America, Becky, which is our Melanie Shatner here, and goes, Becky, I'm in Romania. You have to come help me. And she's like, I'll be right there. I love Becky is always like, I'm already out the door. All right, I'm on my way to Romania.
I mean, okay. I mean, I know that you build the movie you need to take the story where you can take it, but I'm sitting there going, none of this makes logical sense. Radu not taking the Bloodstone, which was his goal immediately, is dumb. That's just dumb story logic. Then
I'm gonna go sleep, and then I'll grab the Bloodstone, and then
I
don't know what he wants after that. But
then Michelle saying, "Come find me," instead of saying, "Can you buy me a ticket home? I need to come home."
Yeah,
I'm like, you wouldn't stay in Bucharest. Your friends are all fucking dead, and you're part of Vampire. You don't call your sister to come get you. You get the fuck out of town, especially with Radu watching your train all the time.
Yep. Radu is just about, baby. You never know where Radu's gonna be.
Trailers for sale, rent. Rooms to let 50 cents.
Yeah, it really has.
I'm a man of means by no means. King of the road. But yes, Radu has traveled into Bucharest.
Oh, Radu. Well, because the other thing that's great is
we find his mom.
Oh, we meet Radu. Literally, he says, "Mommy" or "Mommy." He does. He literally says, "Hello, Mommy," who is, let's be honest, like the decaying corpse of a witch, basically. Radu,
yes,
my boy.
Now, I mean, if they had established something, I do remember maybe in the first movie, I do remember that Radu and Stefan were half brothers.
They were half brothers, yes.
And so yes, I think I do recall that Radu's mother had been like some sort of witch woman.
Well, Radu comes from a broken home. Let's be honest.
He really does. And
I love that when he comes to her whole attitude is basically like, "Oh, you piece of shit father, when he got remarried, oh."
She is living in the sewers of Bucharest, in a witch kind of.
Finally, you visit, my boy.
She's got jars and vials and stuff. But she looked like the fucking crypt keeper.
It's the cheap version of that weird witch lady from Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. That set is what I'm looking at here.
Well, you're expecting me to remember that, and I tried to block that.
You don't remember Alan Rickman has the like prophecy lady who's down there doing like black magic?
Yeah, vaguely.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird part of that movie. Where because she's doing the whole thing. It's like,
that's the one weird part because everything else works perfectly.
Well, no, that's the weirdest part. I mean, you can say stuff didn't work. That part is just like, I did not expect like an old hag with blood magic in a Robin Hood movie.
True.
And it's all very vague, obviously, but it is like, you are destined to be king, Anyway, but yeah, I do love that it's just like, you never call your mother and your piece of shit father. Because he brings her the dagger, he goes, "This is what I used to kill daddy."
Yes, and then she licks the blood off because
they love that. That is the subspecies thing. And also they have decided that Radu is just always dripping blood, whether he's
always drooling.
Yeah, no matter what.
Drooling.
In the first movie, he would bite someone and then drool. Here, it's 24/7 drooling blood.
Yeah,
they like that image, and now he does it all the time.
He's trying to have a conversation with his mother, and I just keep going, "Hey, you got a little something?
Yeah,
just wipe."
And one more thing, Radu, on your way out, get a mop. Jesus Christ, my boy.
She is literally made up.
Oh, this is so silly.
inch of her life.
She doesn't have eyes, right? Isn't that part of it? Like
one of them is totally worn away, and there's like maggots inside of her eye socket. And the other one may be blind, but she's still able to. So she's been alive for centuries, but she isn't a vampire. She's just a witch.
I think so.
I don't know.
Yeah, because it's sort of like he's got a little bit of that Doctor Doom thing going on.
Yeah. But she also is like, so did you get the Bloodstone? He's like, about that.
Oh, this close, mother. This close, mommy.
It
so
was
close.
within my grasp, but I couldn't help but take too much time beating up Stefan's skeleton.
Mommy, I tried to get the Bloodstone, but I had to take a nap. And
he know how it is, the sun.
I actually love the way he goes, it was stolen from me, stolen. It's like, that's not exactly how I saw it going down, but
no. You were also killed, Radu.
Also, Michelle doesn't give a shit about the Bloodstone, really. She
doesn't. She shoves it in her bag, just like, I don't know what this is, but sure, I'll take it with me.
And then I love the inspector character, of course, who will look at it later and just go like, "What is these?"
We're not there yet, but
we get to him. He's amazing.
My favorite quote is his, and it's coming up. But so
she wants
Michelle,
the Bloodstone. He goes, "Don't worry, mommy. I'll get you the Bloodstone, but I'm going to keep that girl." Oh yeah, she's mine now.
Oh, she totally. And Mom's like, "I don't give a shit.
You should see her in the shower."
Just rewind a couple of minutes. There. Oh.
He looks right at the camera and goes, "Everybody, just back it up a little bit."
Don't worry about running out the tape. This has been digitized.
Oh, yeah.
So Michelle in her hotel room is all weepy. She's made the call. And then
is this when she goes to sleep in the bathtub?
Yeah. The sun is coming up, and she's like, I want to go somewhere darker. And then she goes into her bathroom, which seems more brightly lit than the other room.
Yeah.
But I guess not lit with sunlight.
Hey, how about a do not disturb sign, lady?
Yeah, maybe so. But instead,
it does seem like most hotels have pretty dark curtains too. Just put those on and go sleep on the bed. Jesus.
Yeah, no, she wants to get in the bathtub,
which
and
is so weird. And then acts like that plastic curtain is going to keep any light out. For the love of God, come on.
I know, but she sleeps through the day, and the cleaning ladies come in. And I love how long we spend with the cleaning ladies.
They put on the TV. They're watching like a government address.
Yeah, and then they go in the sink, into the bathroom, and she tests the faucet. I'm like, do cleaning ladies have to test faucets? What is this?
I don't think that's a thing.
She flushes the toilet, and then she does the thing with the faucet, and then she pulls the curtain back.
I love the
shower.
flushing of the toilet, like, get rid of any poo-poo left in there. Come on, give it. By the way, my favorite note in the trivia, anytime people are speaking Hungarian, they're not.
Oh,
did you
what
see
are
this?
they speaking?
No, just nothing.
Oh, wow.
They say whenever it says a character speaking Hungarian, quote, they do not.
Oh, okay.
So I think it's just whatever.
Wow, they could not be bothered.
Welcome,
I do like that when she
welcome
calls
to
her
Charles
sister,
Band, everyone.
I love when she calls her sister and she says, "I'm in Bucharest. I'm at the hotel Bucharest." Then
that's like going, what street is it on? Bucharest Avenue?
Well, I was doing that I was like going, could you please Bucharest your way over to Bucharest?
Yeah,
I'll be signed in under the name Michelle Bucharest.
Yeah, I know. It's very funny to me
but they show the sign of the hotel several times throughout the movie, and it is not the Hotel Bucharest. It's something else, and it's in the proper language, but I'm like, that's not Bucharest. It's not the Hotel Bucharest.
Oh.
Why don't you just name the fictional hotel the same as the real hotel?
Brendan, I'm just doing some research here. You'll be happy to know there is a 4-issue comic book miniseries that delves into the origin of Radu. So everybody pick that up. Came to us from Eternity Comics.
Eternity tried to.
I don't really know them.
They were in that early 90s, obviously, of the bright computer coloring era, and they tried to get licenses, and they did not get the good ones.
They got Subspecies.
They got Full Moon, so I think they also had Puppet Master comics.
Yeah, they did it. They had to deal with them. I'm looking at like their great titles such as X Mutants and
right, X Mutants.
I
actually did read X.
Come on, Gonad the Barbarian.
Well, parody.
Yeah,
that was a parody.
Reign of the Dragon Lord, the Mighty Mites, Earth Lore. I don't know any of these.
No, actually, I'm not.
They got the Robotech license. That was a big one for them.
Oh
apparently.
yeah, Robotech.
I mean, that does have a fan base. So
yeah,
who could forget Captain Harlock?
Yeah, that's another anime big name.
Ninja High School, that was one of theirs.
Ninja High School.
They by the way, founded in
Antarctic
1986, defunct 1994.
They gave it a good run, man.
Before they were absorbed by Marvel and kind of basically became Malibu, which I do remember reading a lot of Malibu.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But that was a bigger company. I mean, they actually had because I read a lot of Malibu because they had the Star Trek license for quite a while.
Yes, and also Malibu and Marvel shared characters.
Yeah.
Because Black Knight went over there and was part of their Maximum Force team or something like
Malibu
that.
was very nice, but Malibu had all the Paramount license. So I remember reading like Star Trek. They had a Snake Plissken comic. They had a Mission Impossible comic.
Did they have Alien Nation? No, that was Fox.
That was Fox, yeah. I was a big
But
Alien
I know
Nation
some
guy, too.
comic company had Alien Nation.
Oh, I read those because I said I was a big fan of the movie and TV show of Alien Nation.
It may have been Eternity because they also had Planet of the Apes, and then they did a weird crossover called Ape Nation. I swear to God.
Oh my God, I need to read this now. I never
where the alien species from Alien Nation actually migrate to the Planet of the Apes world. It's like,
well, I'm looking at the titles they published. I don't think it's them actually that you're.
Okay. But I'm getting those small publishers.
Oh my God! Here you go. Plan 9 from Outer Space. 30 years later, they did the official comic book sequel to Plan 9 from Outer Space. That tells you everything right there, folks.
But they're also winking with stuff like that.
Of course.
That's not. But so I think.
But still, like if that's the kind of stuff they're getting the rights to,
we're being irreverent.
The official Three Stooges comic book,
okay.
I mean, you're right. Yeah, so it's what you're the I Love Lucy comic book. It's just like basically whatever they get their hands on.
And then I Love Lucy crossing over with Planet of the Apes.
Lucy. Dr. Zaius is outside. You've got some splaining to do.
Oh my God.
I just want to see a scene between Fred Mertz and General Ursus.
I think you just you spoke of a lot of people's own fetish.
I don't know about this guerrilla army you're building, General. Ethel's not going to be too happy about it. All right.
Instead of a military coup, have you thought about just doing a nice little soft shoe? I used to do this in vaudeville. Follow me here.
Oh, the amount of times that it would just be like, you need me to do a little performance from my vaudeville days? And you're just like, right.
No, thanks, Fred.
I'm going to do it anyway because we got to fill 5 minutes of the show here before we...
Okay.
Yeah. I love Lucy, but there's so many times when it's like, dude, the writers went, we can kill 3 minutes with a little song and dance number here.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see. So they find her and they're like, oh my God, a dead body.
She's dead. She's a corpse.
She's dead. And of course, if you're a vampire, you have to sleep with your hands over your chest, in the classic.
Oh yeah.
No matter where you are. I've always wanted to see a vampire asleep in a coffin, like I sleep, like on the side, and be like, yeah, let's just really like nestle into that coffin. No, it's always like,
no, that's all right. Yeah, no side sleepers, except for this movie. Michelle does side sleep in her coffin.
Well, later when she gets in oh my God, the coffin she ends up in is very silly too.
Well, yeah, we need to talk about
that. So this
but,
introduces the fucking cop characters.
Okay, so the cop characters, he is. I liked this guy, schlubby local police detective.
Yes.
And they're like, who is it's American, this is all of her belongings, and he's digging into her bag. He finds the Bloodstone, and this is the quote. He finds the Bloodstone, and he goes, uh-huh. He makes this sound.
Oh.
He makes this sound, and it's just like, uh-oh.
I will just say, get used to this guy because he's going to be with us through this franchise.
Perfect. I am ready.
Inspector Marin.
Yeah,
I do love that he got the "and" credit in this thing, and it's but it's and Ian Haydock as Lieutenant Marin.
Nice.
That beloved actor in his beloved part.
But it wasn't introducing.
No, I just love the idea.
We found a real unknown to play this inspector character.
I'm looking up his. He's Romanian, and
he should be.
He is in many a Full Moon Entertainment production. I also see him in. I think just my favorite of the titles and posters, by the way, is Mandroid.
Mandroid is not as cool as that poster looks.
No, but that poster's amazing. Where the guy in the wheelchair and the electricity connecting him to the robot. Oh,
yep.
And what a title, man! I mean, you know that you talk about like the canon approach to making stuff for this. Go, the movie's called Mandroid, you know.
And I'm always reminded of Matinee.
Yes, Mant. When man crosses with ant, you get Mant. No, Mant. I just was watching that the other day because I did get the Arrow Collector's Edition of that.
Oh boy, I'd get that.
And I fucking love that movie. And one of the features on the Arrow video. Sorry, just to keep plugging this. You can watch Mant in its entirety as they shot it.
Oh,
you can just watch Mant.
I'm now equally sold as I was
William
before.
Shallert as the dentist in Mant always makes me laugh.
Oh my god.
Yeah, well, if it's any consolation to you, the X-rays did come back, no cavities.
All right.
Sorry. We keep talking about other better things. So let's see. So they take her. She wakes up and runs out of the back of the ambulance as they're taking away her body in this body bag.
Yes, she surprises them by sitting up. She's alive. And I guess night has fallen, which allows her to run through the streets.
Yep.
I did feel bad for this actress because at least for this scene, she is running through cobblestone streets barefoot. I was like, God, I bet that hurt.
I did. And she ends up going, I need somewhere to stay for the day.
Okay. Also, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
She is totally legitly, she could go back to the hotel and just say, dudes, I wasn't dead. Explain yourselves. And I'm going back to my room where my stuff is.
Nope. Yeah, it is sort of a thing where it's like, Why does she have
to hide? She's done nothing wrong.
Dude, why does she have to even run out of the ambulance? Why couldn't she just be like, oh, I'm sorry, there's been some kind of mistake. I'm not dead.
Yeah.
Instead, she's like,
to also comically go, what? And run their hearse into somebody on a bike or something.
It is sort of a thing where when she's running around, I'm going, who are you on the run from other than Radu?
I know she hasn't hurt anyone. She herself is, the victim here.
Well, but of course, our inspector friend has put together this whole theory that she's gotten in bad with some kind of antiquities theft or, whatever.
Yeah, because of that bloodstone, he goes like, oh.
Well, I believe I've put it all together now.
Well, they did see the marks on her throat, too, when they're taking her body away. But no one's going, it's a vampire.
No. In fact, God damn it, our stupid fucking male lead character, all the way to the end of this fucking thing, is like, are you kidding me? No way. And there's even a scene where Melanie Shatner's like, what more do you have to see? She does what I always want people to go. It's like, what more do you have to see, you dumb fuck? Like, come on.
Well, hopefully he will have figured it out by
I hope in movie 3 he's still like,
I can't
no way.
see
no way,
another movie of him going, what? No.
Yeah. I mean, I did think, I don't have faith in Subspecies 3, but I'm like,
me either.
Maybe we'll hit the ground running more in that one, but no, we probably won't.
No. But yeah, so
Becky arrives only to be told her sister is missing.
Yeah, but we have to say where she took refuge.
Oh, sorry, yes, she takes refuge.
She took refuge in the local opera house.
Yep.
Which apparently you can just walk in any time of day and then just without anyone catching you, end up in the prop room, which also has all the costumes in it. Hey, that's clever. I wonder if she'll be able to get some clothes that she'll wear over the course of this movie and next movie.
Yeah.
Because I looked at stills from the next one. She's still wearing the costume pieces she stole from the opera.
Perfect.
And they have a
they're
prop
shooting
coffin.
these things together. I'm not surprised.
They have a prop coffin in their prop room, which probably is from like obviously it's probably like Snow White or something, or Sleeping Beauty, because it's a glass top coffin. What good is a glass top coffin if you're hiding?
I know.
Now I know that sunlight's not going to reach her down in the basement of the opera house, but I'm still sitting there going, if you're hiding from people, are you assuming no one's ever going to go down there for a prop? Because you are clearly a person sleeping inside their prop coffin.
Well, because they definitely aren't going to go down there and open up a coffin. So if it was a closed one,
exactly.
that would have been
fine.
fine.
But if it has a glass lid...
then they're going to see, hey, they're going to assume a homeless person. Yeah, exactly.
She's a bum.
Yep, another hobo.
But no, she finds a glass top prop coffin and she decides to sleep in that. And by the way, she's very sad this whole time. She's crying.
Oh, her whole character is a huge
me.
bummer in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, Becky shows up. The cops are like, yeah, your sister, we thought she was dead. Now she's missing. Do you recognize this Bloodstone by any chance?
Yeah.
She's like,
and she goes, nope.
She goes, I don't know. It looks like an antique or something. And once again, the guy's like,
Well, also, this is the thing. She's like, I'm here to see my sister. And they're like, oh God, this is going to be awkward. Hey, why don't you go sit over there and we're going to have the local cop come over and talk to you. And the local cop starts off and he's like, you're her sister, huh? Yeah. Yeah, well, there's been some things. You know what? You should also talk to your ambassador. And then literally this is where handsome lame ass pops up. Hello, I'm the American ambassador here in Bucharest.
Yeah, he works for the consulate or whatever.
The embassy. Yeah, and he's like, hi, yeah, let's talk about your sister. Apparently they thought she was dead.
I didn't even know this guy's name. Currently the character's name is Mel. I never got that.
Mel. Yeah.
Kevin Speartass is the actor. I see here him winning an award for something. I am very confused about that.
It was for Best in Show because he has a very, very silky coat.
He won Outstanding Lead Actor. He won an Emmy for Outstanding Lead Actor in a digital drama series.
What?
Yeah, in 2019.
Wow. All right, so maybe he studied.
447 episodes of Days of Our Lives. That seems about right. Before that, he was on One Life to Live.
All right, yeah, he's a soap guy.
He was on the very well remembered Valley of the Dolls TV show.
Oh my god,
man, the amount of TV shows based on movies that in no way deserve TV shows is amazing.
Yeah, or also in no way, whether they deserved it or not, in no way could be accurately represented.
No, yeah,
because I always think of like in the case of that, the whole thing is how salacious it is.
Yeah.
You can't do that on a network primetime TV show without watering it down.
Do you remember this show? Because I don't really know it, but it's a half hour.
Wow.
It's a 30-minute. An updated adaptation of is that modern day in the 90s.
Was it prime time?
Was this prime time? I think it might have been syndicated, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, syndicated. And it was more of the half hour is not a comedy, but it's more of a steamy soap. It was only test marketed in 13 cities. It never actually made it national. Yeah. The show aired following The Late Show with David Letterman.
Oh, so it was on late night?
Yeah, it was
maybe it was saucier
steamy.
than
I mean, as steamy as it's going to get, though, for it's still airing on a CBS affiliate.
Oh, yeah, but late at night.
Oh, starring Sally Kirkland. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, John O'Hurley was on. Jay Peterman was in 65 episodes.
I am going to pull you back on track.
This guy Campbell. This guy similarly plays a bland hero guy in Friday the 13th Part 7 as well.
Perfect.
Yeah, because he's just got that. He does have the soap opera vibe. He does have just, hello, I'm generic man.
Yeah, he's generic man. He's handsome and absolutely not interesting. But
dude, do you think they were tipping
need.
their hand with that Mel name, going, "Fingers crossed for Gibson"? We'll call him Mel. Maybe that'll bring him in here. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. All you get from him here is, well, I'm so sorry things took a turn with your sister. I'm going to do everything I can to help you.
And the whole rest of the movie, he's on their little vampire hunting party, and I'm going, what is this guy adding? He is worthless in this film.
Well, I will say this movie has an extremely inept vampire hunt. Because you've got the local folklore expert who doesn't really believe. He'll tell you all about the vampire stories. He doesn't believe them. So
here's that book about the Bloodstone here.
And Rebecca or Becky, she's just playing catch up. So she's not like this. I am going to find whoever hurt my sister and make them pay. And then you've got handsome.
Is this Popescu?
Popescu, yeah.
Popescu. We'll see him in the next movie, as well as a cameo in Vampire Journals as Popescu. Apparently, there's some crossover.
God.
And by the way,
shared universe.
That's it for this guy's acting career. It is 3 appearances as this character in Full Moon movies, and he never acted before or again. So,
well,
dude, he said I left it all on the table right there. That's it. What more do I need? 3 Popescus, and we're done. Well, I've done it.
We haven't met him just yet. Yeah. What's the what happens next there, John? Because I can't quite remember.
My cat would stop sitting on my notes, I could remember.
Oh, why does he do it?
He loves that. It forces me to pay attention to him. Okay, so let's see. So she's sneaking there. They ask about the Bloodstone. Oh, it's Becky in the shower, but the thing, she's in the shower. This is so silly.
Becky in the shower.
Michelle calls her, and she doesn't pick up because she's too late to pick up, and that means Michelle's like, "Oh, I guess that's over with then."
I know
that's
another
so
thing when
funny.
You're watching it, you're like going, story logic, come on. It's like, yes, it took a long time for her to get to the phone. Wouldn't you try a second time, maybe a few minutes later?
No, she's like, oh no,
it was not meant to be. I'm on my own.
And now we have
they don't meet for a long time in this movie.
Now we have her stalking the streets because she wants blood, and she goes into this nightclub where she considers biting someone, but she's like, no.
And there is Dollar Store Metallica on stage.
Dollar Store's being generous.
This
is your dime store Metallica.
They are going for it. Like, this is what the kids are into, right? And it feels very 1993. I'm like, oh God. And they're singing in English, which I find interesting in a Romanian nightclub. But we do see Michelle's own vampire vision kick in, where it's like, ooh, red filter. I'm getting hungry.
Yeah, but then she's like, no, I can't. And so then she goes back to her glass coffin, where we see her huddled up in there crying.
Yeah. I know.
And you're just like, oh my God, lady, come on. Now we go to Popescu.
Now we go to Popescu because, again, apparently this embassy guy is like, I can't think of anything else to do, but if you'd like to talk to an old man about vampire legends, let's do that.
And I love that his office is just these stacks of books. There's no organization. They go, hey, somewhere in here is the thing about the vampires of the Bloodstone.
The whole thing was she's trying to research what happened to the friends.
Right. She says she knew they had gone to some monastery, and he's like, "Oh, I think I might know the monastery."
Yes, that's it. Yeah, that's how it works.
Yes. Oh, apparently there's a lot of. By the way, just I still had this open. They have a whole table of the characters in the Subspecies movies. Apparently, there's a lot of crossover with Vampire Journals, which I think might be on our list. I think we are doing Vampire Journals.
Okay, the more the merrier.
I think because I think that is a thing. So yeah, there's a lot of characters from that in this, I guess. So
well, I have that to look forward to with a question mark.
Well, there's a lot of crossover between the 4th movie here specifically and Vampire Journals. So
okay.
So I don't know.
Also, Mummy had told, because this just reminded me when we were talking about the dead friends.
Yeah.
Mummy also said you got to go back to your castle and you've got to burn the woman's friends on a pyre.
Yeah.
And you got to get that bloodstone. So
it's
we
just
did
to get Radu back to the castle, so when they go there, he'll be there.
Oh, that's exactly it. But I do love the fact that he whines to her, is like, there is no way I can get back to the castle before the sun rises. She goes,
Mommy,
you better leave now then.
Mommy,
you better leave now then.
It's so far and the Uber prices are surging. Yes,
I hate public transportation.
I just cut to Radu standing on a bus like, oh!
Hurry, driver, hurry! The sun is rising.
The sun is rising, and as we all know, it rises so fast in this country.
It literally just pops up like, hello.
I wanted to see them canonically make that the case this way, and just have people going, the sun all of a sudden.
Jesus!
It's total darkness.
Do that only here in Romania.
It's total darkness, then to peak sunlight instantly. Christ!
Oh shit! Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it is. It is almost the Earth going, better scatter, you vampires.
But you're right. This is solely for the purpose of get him back to his castle, so that when Becky, Bland Guy, and Popescu go digging around the castle, didn't know that there was someone living here.
Sorry, we didn't know anyone lived here. We'll go. Great.
Yeah.
What a great scene.
Yeah.
Because they go out there and they Popescu's like, all I know is secret entrance into this castle. Just shh, everybody be quiet. Don't tell no one.
Yeah, it's like normally no one comes here, but I know a way.
And Bland Guy Mel. Hello, Mel, the American. He's going, he's like, I don't know about this. Aren't we trespassing? He goes, no, I'm the, what is it? I'm the, protector of historical sites. So it's all cool, baby.
It's all cool. Don't worry your sweet little soap opera head about it.
Oh, isn't he cute?
You two should totally get together. I'm seeing very handsome children.
They kind of half do that. I wonder if the next movie will get more into that. There is like a little bit of a flirtatious relationship between them, but it's
Michelle is actually weirdly not going to be her thing is, I guess, trying to break away from Radu.
Becky kind of becomes the protagonist in some way,
Yeah, but this is the burgeoning romance of Becky and Bland Guy Mel.
And come on, who could resist Mel from the State Department or whatever. I work for the consulate. Great. Who cares?
I know all about Romania.
Yeah. Do you need immigration forms?
It is that smooth.
Yeah, it is just the guy. So they go in there and Radu is like, get out of my house. And the guy's like, oh, terribly sorry. Goodbye.
You're totally not a vampire.
Yeah. And literally, like, Mel and stuff is going like, well, who was that guy? And the guy's like, hey, he must be some kind of descendant that I guess lives there. I don't know. Anyway, let's not ask any further questions and just leave. And this is...
What was up with his fucking hands? Yeah. Oh, it's best not to ask.
Don't. No, instead, like, this whole scene, I just went like, why even put this in the movie?
I know.
Why is this even here? The idea of let's go in the castle. Oh, and then immediately leave.
And those of you listening at home, those of you listening in the car are not included.
Those of you who take us along on your exercise,
I can only
I love
say
the idea of someone jogging to this podcast.
It's hard to stay on track with this movie because nothing happens.
No,
it is like, I'm looking for my sister. I can't find her. The sister going, oh, I guess my sister didn't show up and I'm torn about drinking blood. And Radu going, I've got the Bloodstone. Nothing really happened, but I sure do want to get me a piece of Michelle. That's the whole movie.
Let me tell you a real simple thing once again, and I'm we're always trying to fix these movies. And I don't even think this would fix the movie because it'd still be terrible, but it would at least give it some kind of momentum. Do lean into she's not fully a vampire yet, and we have a certain amount of time to still save her from being fully turned. Like,
sure,
that would be something at least. That would at least, there's no ticking clock. There's no stakes. There's no, if Radu gets the Bloodstone, then he can control eternal night or something,
I know.
you know?
Well,
Anything.
I mean, also getting the Bloodstone, when she herself at one point drinks from it. Her turning into a vampire is still not like she'll be evil necessarily, because King Vladislav, our Vladislas, our good friend Angus Scrim.
Oh my God, movie, I could use his presence in this, because God,
and Stefan, they were good guy vampires because they didn't need to go hunt humans. They just had an endless supply with the Bloodstone.
I want another good guy vampire. I guess maybe that's what Michelle's gonna be.
Maybe so. We don't know, because it's left way up in the air at the end of this movie.
It really is, which is not good.
Michelle Morgan will return in.
Yeah, I mean, it is like, we'll come back next, folks. And by the way, the sequel got massively delayed by a year. So it was supposed to come out in 93 as well, and then it ends up getting pushed to 94. So we have a couple episodes to do before we get answers to what's going on here. Yeah. I know we're heartbroken. We want to go right into... I know you want to go right into Subspecies 3, but...
I had to stop myself from just, letting the next one play.
Brandon, we've got to watch a good vampire movie in between, and I know that's going to be tough. Oh, a major studio vampire movie from a great director. Why?
Oh, damn it.
God, A-list stars. Come on. Come on. Let's see.
Charles Band or go home.
They go out there. We forgot to mention the scene where Mel's like, "That's a fresh grave."
Oh,
I also love that when they're walking around the grounds of the thing, and he stops. He goes, "Oh my God, that's someone's been burying people out here."
Wait a minute.
And it's just like, it's almost like Mel going like, I'm still in this movie too.
Yeah, but Pescu is even, he just goes like, this is rural. This is how it happens. There are a lot of hunters out here.
Yeah. So occasionally something or someone gets buried around here. You know what?
Yeah.
But Pescu is a terrible Van Helsing simply because he doesn't seem to give a shit about anything or want to look into anything or believe in it. But then takes a hard turn into, here's a fucking battle axe. Let's go kill us some vampires. And you're like, whoa!
It is a sudden thing where instead of him saying, well, some people believe this is folklore, but I know it to be true. Instead, he is basically saying vampires aren't real. It's all folklore, until one magic moment when he's like going, all right, let's kill the fuckers.
Yeah.
What?
So they go to the castle, then they come back. And here's really where the Radu stuff. Radu had to go out there. Presumably, he did burn those bodies on a pyre because...
No, we see him do it.
Yeah, so he does it, right? And then I may have looked away from the screen at that point. I did not actually catch that.
It wasn't a very long scene, but you do see him like, tossing one on the little bitty pyre.
Yes, I'm gonna roast up some weenies tonight.
And I love the fact that you can, because it's outside his castle, it's literally like 10 feet from the door of it. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe be a little more secretive.
Hey, don't you just want the patrolman going like, what you up to here, buddy?
If you're gonna do a public burn of branches, leaves,
you gotta watch out for this.
There's a certain time of year you do that. Not now.
Yeah. This here's fire season, man. You can't really be messing. Because once again, I like that we are committing to the bit. No matter where we are, the cops are from Chicago.
Oh yeah.
Hey, you gotta put this out here, man. We can't have this. We're getting complaints.
You doing barbecue? Is it you gonna throw some brats on there?
Yeah. What are you? What are you doing there? What kind of salted cured meat you got around here, huh?
Yeah. Hey, Radu, we don't want to have to come back out here.
Yeah.
We don't want to have to come back out here, Radu.
All I know is we're getting a lot of calls about a lot of strange stuff going on around here, all right? And we just... we don't need it, okay? We just don't need this, all right? We got murders.
We know you got your own problems with your hands, with those big fucking fingers.
Look, hey, we are absolutely supportive of the disabled community.
We are sensitive to your needs, but you got to cut this shit out, okay, Radu?
Man, with the fires, it can't go. It's bad for everybody.
It's bad for everybody.
Yeah, air quality's going down. Anyway, also these guys have the aviator sunglasses and mustaches, obviously,
of course,
for the visual.
Yes.
Yeah, you just can't have it. We just can't have it. That's the ultimate cop thing. Is like, I'm sorry, we just can't have this. It's just
no,
you just can't.
Look, if it were up to me, but
me.
you got rules, you got laws.
I'm sorry, they're city ordinances. We've got to enforce them.
Yeah.
We don't. We're gonna be cool about it. Just when we roll back around, have the fire put out.
Have the fire put out, and no harm, no foul.
Yeah. You seem like a good guy, Radu.
You seem like a good guy.
Little.
We appreciate every year you contributing to the policeman's ball.
Yeah.
All right. That's all I'm saying.
Whatever. It's just buy another one of our calendars. Yeah. Just maybe just back away. The drooling is a little off-putting, but
yeah. Again, we do understand your challenges, and we support your lifestyle. It's
a respectful thing, but the smell, it's coming at me a little bit there. That rotting.
What would you call that? Is that like a cherry, some sort of a cherry soda?
Is it that you got some Kool-Aid around here?
Is that some Fanta?
Yeah.
Is it Fanta?
I like to think he's
Fanta.
What we're seeing is he's just pouring the powdered Kool-Aid in his mouth, which is creating that weird sort of syrupy drool.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Look, everybody's got their thing. All right.
Look, I'm not here to yuck your yum, if you know what I mean. So yeah. No, she does drink from the Bloodstone, which we talked about.
Yeah.
Oh no, sorry. What I was saying is we went off on that thing because he does the pyre, but then by the time they get back, he's already outside the professor's home. So he followed them back. Radu.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why? They just send him out there for that one scene, only to immediately have him back in Bucharest here.
Yeah, I don't know.
And it wasn't that a long journey that he was concerned about a second ago? Now he's just, at this point I'm going, he's just fucking teleporting now.
Yeah.
He's bamfing all over the place, man.
What they need from him from any given moment he can do. Again, it's lazy brain.
So much of this movie is just somebody does something, pan over, Radu is there.
And if not Radu, his big fucking shadow.
All
the fucking time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because that is the thing. All of a sudden, the shadow over the building.
Yeah.
Oh.
I am intimidated by that.
I love the idea that Nikolai was just going like, well, that looks cool.
Yeah. Take that, Coppola.
Yeah. This. He didn't have the balls to show the stuff I show in this movie.
He didn't go 100% on that shadow thing.
Yeah. Where was a Winona Ryder shower scene? That's all I'm saying, says Charles.
I would have got her in that shower there, Francis.
Charles Band would have talked her into it.
God.
Yeah, so so let's see here. Michelle drinks from Bloodstone. After she drinks from the Bloodstone, once again, Radu just appears. So he was over there, he's over here. Like I said, he's just teleporting all over this movie.
Yeah.
And he's like, you drink from the Bloodstone. Give that Bloodstone to me.
Yeah.
And she
is
does.
My birthright.
He just takes it from her, and I go, okay, he's got the blood. It's like, what now? Who cares?
Well, he still wants her because she's hot.
She is, but that's the thing. Is it's not very compelling that's now the main goal going into the...
Yeah.
I shudder to even say third act. This doesn't have much
the
structure. I don't even know if this movie has enough structure to call it a third act.
No.
Also, it's all part of a 2-part epic here that is 2 and 3, so I guess.
Well, I will say that it kind of does feel like that. Sometimes they had a big story, and they're like, we could do 2 movies out of the one.
Yeah.
And then this is all just filler.
Yeah.
There is nothing happening in this.
So he brings the Bloodstone to his mommy, and this is where he's going, upon retrospect, I shouldn't have killed my brother. He was kind of fun, actually. We had like a whole back and forth thing.
I miss ruffling his hair.
Yeah,
and saying, "Oh, you,"
because he does talk about something about like I miss our sparring.
Yes.
We really. It was. He gave as good as he got.
Immortality will be boring without him. Though he was pretty boring, I have to say.
But it is sort of like, it's like, it is like, what even is it to be a bad boy vampire without a hero vampire? I mean, really.
And the movie reflects that.
Well, yeah, the movie is greatly missing a heroic character, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Because none of these characters are heroes. It's more just it's a lot
No,
of
Becky is concerned for her sister.
yeah.
And I guess
She's
she
not like
is
I
the
will
most heroic.
stop the vampires. It's kind of like, well, I guess I should kill that guy if it frees my sister. Not so much. And once again, our Van Helsing guy isn't like, it is my sacred charge to kill the vampires. It's more like, yeah, I guess we should probably kill the vampires. Everybody's just sort of like, I guess we need to fight the vampires now. Yeah.
Now, is this around the point where Michelle actually goes back to the guy from the club and actually does drain him?
Yeah. That's
and so she has finally killed, and she is just so upset about it.
Yeah.
And she does run into her sister finally, and she's like, "Let me help you, Michelle." And she's like, "No, Becky, there's no helping me. Well, go away."
What sets that up is a very funny scene where Radu comes into Becky's hotel room, and he's gonna bite her on the thigh, and then the fucking phone rings. He's like, "Oh no!"
Oh yeah, I do love that. He's sort of like, "Why would that stop him? He is a supernatural creature that, let's say she wakes up and reaches for the phone. Can he not overpower her?" Instead, he's like, "Oh shit, I've been found.
Back away, not today."
So yeah, he backs up to the the curtain to hide or whatever. It's just so ridiculous.
It's exactly what you don't want to see an evil vampire doing, is backing away and hiding. Like, oh
no,
oh geez, the phone rings. I hope it's not the cops. It does feel like, oh shit, better get out of here. Radu could be in some real trouble in a second here.
Oh fuck.
Oh, that could be anybody on the. I hope it's not my mom looking for me.
Yes, but this is the call. This is
the
where
call.
Michelle is talking to Becky.
And she goes, "Can you meet me in the park, whatever?" And once again, she's like, "I'm already on my way. I got a foot out the door."
Yep. And then she sees her, and it's a thing about, I don't know why she couldn't have just said this on the phone, but this is where she says, "You need to go back home and leave, and you can't save me.
Forget about me. I'm already undead," or whatever,
Yeah, I am so vampire now.
Dude, you can get her home, put her in a coffin, check her in as baggage, get her home, man. That's pretty simple.
Tell her to try and, not get too hungry on the long flight.
There's gotta be some vampire experts back in the States we can contact. Dude,
Hells yeah.
And by the way, that should be the thing, because we could have got Melanie's dad in here as that vampire expert, and wouldn't that have been something? Movie 3, William Shatner is a descendant of Van Helsing or something, and he's going, "Here's the thing about the bloodsuckers."
I was about to say, there's no way he would take that kind of a gig. And then
I don't know, man. I don't
realize the movies that he has made.
I mean, that's the thing, is like the Star Trek stuff, of course, is like high gloss, big studio movies. And then almost everything else in his career is kind of schlocky at the very end. I mean, he took Kingdom of the Spiders. This isn't that much worse than
I know.
that.
I was about to say, we're talking about Mr. Kingdom of the Spiders. So, all right.
But I would just love it. I mean, already one of my favorite parts of Wrath of Khan is when he calls Khan a bloodsucker. So I just want
I would love it.
Radu,
I would love it.
You bloodsucker.
I'd love it. He's like going, "Oh, Mel, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
You could be in a movie together." And I tell you what, vampire expert. This is great.
Yeah.
However, what if I did it all in Esperanto?
You know what I love?
He still remembers it.
He brings that up all the time, and he goes, and not even, he doesn't even talk about college. He just goes, "I was in the first film ever filmed entirely in Esperanto."
I know, and
it doesn't matter what the movie is. He just goes, "That's a historical fact that involves me."
Yes, yeah, but he knows it's not good.
Right.
At the same time, he's like,
it's something to put on the resume.
Still something historic.
It's almost like, once again, I had the balls to do that.
Yeah,
like I took it. I knew it'd be wild. It was an experience.
Leonard never would have done that.
Leonard, too scared to speak Esperanto. I said, "Bring it on." And that's why I was the captain.
Oh God,
I love that man so much. I can't. Words can't.
I know
express
you.
it.
I know you. Do.
I know. And we talked about him a lot last week too. I just love him.
Shatner
We're
is
never
a
gonna
gift
get
that
him in
keeps on
any
giving.
of these. I don't think we're ever gonna get him in any of these. I don't think he ever did a vampire or a werewolf thing that I can think of.
Well, we're gonna do the one on Action Shelf where he fights the devil, right?
Yeah, well, over on Action Shelf, we're going to talk about him. Yes, which
Yeah,
I am very
okay.
excited to do Devil's Revenge with him, which will have already come out by the time you're hearing this. So check that out in our archives. But yeah,
Word.
it's just you and me now, Satan. Captain Kirk versus the Devil. I've actually seen it before. That was Star Trek V, kind of.
In a way.
Yeah. That was his pitch, at least. All right. So, yeah, Becky no, hold on. Yeah, Michelle says, just forget about me. Go home, Becky. Get out of here. I'm done.
Yeah.
But then Radu shows up, of course. Every scene, I could say anything. Such and such happens, and then Radu
shows up.
He shows up, he grabs Michelle, and once again, basically teleports her to this catacomb. You know, under
Yes.
Is this now? What I couldn't figure out, is this under the city,
I couldn't figure that out.
or is this
either.
in the castle? Because if it's in the castle, that doesn't make any fucking sense. It's got to be under Bucharest, right?
I think so, but they keep yo-yoing between the two locations, and that makes me constantly go, maybe it's not as far away as Radu was whining about.
You know, now that I did the trip, actually, I realized
I figured out the route.
Yeah.
Not a big deal.
It's like
Not
a
big deal.
15-minute drive. I don't know what I was talking about. It's basically just down the road. Sorry about. You know, I have trouble with the fingers and the driving, so that's the problem. That's what takes me a while. Oh, you try to shift gears with
Radu,
these things.
You just had to say fingers.
Yeah.
We get it.
Yeah.
We get it.
I do. Oh, I'd love to see him at the wheel with those things, and then he goes to the gear shift. Oh, I should have bought automatic transmission.
You see what I have to work with. I always go back to that. I always go back to that line from
see
Batman.
what I have to work with. Oh my god, the best.
But so yeah, now he's got Michelle.
He's got and another great moment with him and a skeleton is when he just brushes the skeleton off of a tomb.
Oh,
he's just like, get that out of here. Yep, there we go. And I lay you down, and now you're mine.
Yes, sexy lady.
But that's the thing. Because he's talking to his mother about how lonely he is, and earlier, but it's like, it's going to be my plaything. Now it's headed into, she will be mine, like my bride.
Yes. My bride, the bride of Radu.
But you're just going like, man, Radu, you are changing your motivations when you're off screen, like, greatly.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on with Radu that we're not seeing.
Let us in, Radu. Let us in.
But
tell us your thoughts and feelings.
Let me just ask you one question. Who is Radu?
If you could be any kind of a tree, Radu, what tree would you be?
Oh my God, get Radu on the couch, man. That's all I'm saying. He's talking to a therapist going like, I don't know. When I think back on it, I probably shouldn't have murdered my brother.
It all goes back to killing Stefan. Yeah. Not just killing him, but then literally smashing his skeleton to pieces with my big, big fingers.
I had smashed him so much, even the subspecies couldn't do anything for him.
They couldn't bring him back.
They brought me back, but my dad had it coming. But did Stefan?
It's like I just like, you keep mentioning these subspecies. We've never seen them.
Oh,
Are you
no.
just imagining them? Right?
Well, they come out here and there and make brief appearances.
They cost a lot.
Yeah. They're pretty expensive, and
they're pretty. Yeah. You're not probably only going to see them a couple of minutes.
You get like one good scene with them.
One good scene with them.
Because I'm calling it now. I bet we get one key moment with them in the next movie.
One key moment, or maybe from now on they just are at the very beginning of the movies, almost like they're introducing them.
Well, like I said, and it's their swan song on the next one. So.
Oh my God! Wouldn't it be great if they came out like in the Looney Tunes cartoons and they're like, oh, we're the boys of chorus. We hope you like the show. We know you're rooting for us, but now it's time to go.
They just do a little intro thing, and then they're like, and now Subspecies 3.
Oh my God, I love this.
And it's just like, we know people want to see them, but we couldn't really figure out a way to get them in the plot. So here they are, folks. I mean,
here they are.
They should be like the Minions, really, is what they should be like. They should be
because
Minions.
that is the role they serve.
Yeah.
And they made some point in the first movie about how Radu is the only one that.
Well, remember he cut off his fingers and they came out of them. Remember, they're literally made of him.
Well, then let's start chopping off more fingers.
Yeah. Oh, those. Oh no, you think that? That's what I started. I thought, let me just cut it off. They go right back.
Oh shit.
Yeah. No cosmetic surgeon has any. Trust me, I've looked into everything. So he's got her down in the catacombs, and this is where now Becky is trying to get Mel and the Professor on CBS. Mel and the Professor to go with her to get her back, and Mel's like, vampires? I don't think so, lady.
Yeah,
that's a little. And this is where she's going, dude. What bloodstones? Coffins, the castle. What more do you have to see here, man?
I need to see some stop motion animated creatures.
Yeah. Excuse me, are those subspecies coming back anytime soon? Anyone? Can we bring those little fellas out?
This is what I paid for, and I'm not leaving until I get more subspecies.
Yeah. I'm just going to sit here and not participate in the rest of this movie until the subspecies
good luck
are
getting
back.
your sister back. I'm just waiting on the little guys.
Any day now. Come on, fellas. Little subspecies, I got snacks for you.
Heard you like flaming hot Cheetos.
He's shaking the bag. Come on, little fellas. I know you're in here. What are you doing, Mel? Oh, I just want to see some subspecies.
Unfortunately, Mel is not this entertaining. Mel's like, okay, I'll go with you. I just don't believe any of this stuff.
But then the professor's like, oh, I do. Here's some spills and a battle axe, and we're gonna fuck some shit up tonight. And you're like, wait a minute. When did you become this guy?
Suddenly, and again, off camera.
So off they go to the castle to confront Radu here.
Now, have we missed the scene where, because I can't remember where this takes place. Literally, I remember moments of the film. I just can't remember the context because the movie's crazy boring. But have we had the scene yet where Radu tries to tempt Michelle to drink the blood of her sister, or is that coming up?
That is like the third act here. That is at the castle because they're going out there.
Oh, right.
She's gonna get captured when they go into the castle
right.
here. So they go out to the castle. They find Michelle. How does the professor come back? He definitely gets impaled here. Because also the witch woman is somehow out at the castle now. Because
I know.
I do like one thing I will give this movie is she goes, I don't know, it's pretty spooky. Becky's like, it's pretty spooky to be here. He goes, don't worry, they pose no threat during the daylight. They are actually invading Radu's castle during the day.
Yes.
That is, but then it doesn't matter because it all goes bad for them anyway.
Right.
Because the witch woman, it doesn't matter because she's the one that ends up impaling. Because he's got the stake raised to kill Radu.
That's right.
And then he gets gutted by this witch woman. But I guess he'll be okay because he's back in the next episode or the next movie.
Or maybe it's his twin brother.
Yeah. Oh, it's yes, it's me, Pesco's twin brother. Don't ask too many questions.
I get revenge on my brother.
Yeah. You kill your brother, you kill my brother, you bastard. I would love it. It's like a Better Tomorrow 2 where Chow Yun-fat is like, yeah, I'm the identical brother of my character from the first movie because people love me so much in the first movie they want me in the sequel. You're like, great, yeah, all right, here we go. And I'm exactly the same guy.
Yeah.
We have the exact same.
Not only are we twins, we have the exact same personality, and
we dress the same. We're both the same level of expertise with firearms, and let's go.
Yep.
It's almost like they shouldn't have killed me off in the first movie.
He looks right at the camera.
Interesting choices. They go to, he gets impaled and they take Becky. The witch woman grabs Becky.
Yes.
And then when Michelle wakes up because they attack during the day, Mel doesn't go with them because he's not here for any of this. He refuses to go. So I guess we'll have to have him be more heroic in the next movie.
Oh, I guess so. All right.
Jeez, I got
a reluctant hero.
He's gonna be in 3 more of these fucking things, so he's got to do something at some point. Jeez, I can't believe it's like.
Wait, he's in more than Becky, so maybe they break up at some point.
Yeah, he's in. Well, Becky is in 4, but not played by Melanie Shatner.
Oh, it's just not Melanie Shatner.
Yeah, we get a new actress.
They replaced
for
the
Becky.
actress again. Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we don't know everything.
I
about
don't know
5
why
yet,
they
so.
recast Michelle or Becky. This is like a Chadwick Boseman thing. They should have just acknowledged those characters
It's
passing.
too soon, man.
Too soon.
I saw that Feige quote, and I don't know that I agree with him, but that's okay. I was in the camp of they should recast, but I'm willing to accept. In Feige I trust, so I'll watch the movie, obviously.
Yes,
and I'm sure it'll be good. But
it will be.
Yeah. So yeah, Michelle wakes up now, and they've got Becky on the altar here or whatever, and they're going, "Please, darling," and we get Radu talking about the vein in the leg that spirts blood.
No. You misread that scene, buddy.
I misread that scene. He's talking about the artery.
He is talking about the font from which her suffering comes and where the blood flows. He is talking about menstrual blood.
Oh, I think he's talking about both things. I think he starts by talking about the artery, and then it starts to...
Yeah, but this is where, I mean, in the earlier scene, he did look like he was just going to chomp on her thigh. In this one, he starts at the thigh while he's talking to Michelle, and then he roams up, and his mouth is basically right over Becky's crotch. He's like talking about the source of her suffering, the font of the blood, this is the source of life.
Well, this is some
and I'm
new
like
vampire shenanigans.
I know, and that's talk about me giving this movie the slightest bit of credit.
No, because Charles Band will always find some new way to sink lower into sleaze.
Sure, of course. I mean, this is Reanimator still, that kind of thing. But essentially, this is. I was like, okay, I haven't seen a vampire movie yet in our watching where they're going there. Mm-hmm. And it's equally creepy because he's talking about.
But Charles Band
sister.
Is like, oh, we going there, baby.
Yeah, and it's her sister. So I'm like, if this movie had any tension, any good writing, any, thing, I'm like, ooh, tempted to kill your sister by biting her on the private parts. Yeah. Hello, farther than Hammer ever had the guts to go.
Come on,
but it just
take a taste.
It doesn't make any impact other than tastelessness.
Yeah,
because the movie's shit.
Well, I was going to say, you talk about the Reanimator, but Reanimator's fun. This isn't fun.
Well, no, Reanimator, I only brought that up because
But I'm saying that's the reverse of it, right? Is I'm saying like
the severed head oral sex scene.
And that is but it's fun, it's campy, it's schlocky. Yeah. This is just bad. It's not there's no sense of fun anyone's having here. And that's the thing where I'm saying I think that's the difference between the two that obviously makes Reanimator something I do enjoy.
Yes, but again, same people.
Yeah, it's just not as good. Well, not exactly the same people, but some of the same people.
That's Charles Band.
That's early Charles Band though, before he becomes this kind of machine churning out.
No, early Charles Band is fucking 1970s.
I guess that's true, but it's before we. There is still. I feel like the Reanimator, the From Beyond. Those were a little bit better than when we get deep into the straight-to-video shit of the 90s.
All of the Full Moon stuff, all the Charles Band stuff, does knowingly embrace camp.
It does. It's just
but here, they're trying to be somewhat quasi-theatrically serious, but it's just terribly done.
I wouldn't use this word, but I think Charles Band would call it operatic.
Oh, Jesus.
I think he would. It's larger.
He would.
It's larger than life, borderline Shakespearean.
Yeah, didn't you see those big shadows?
I think that's kind of my problem here. Is once again, it is schlocky, except it seems to aspire to be like, no, there's a mythology and a grand vision to this, and you're like, no, be Reanimator and be goofy. Yeah, that's what's fun.
Because if nothing else, that's how we got fooled at the very beginning. Mm-hmm. The beginning is so batshit over the top insane that I'm like, yeah, be goofy, and I'm ready for that. And instead, it's just a slog, and it's not good.
No, it's just not. I don't know.
I'm trying not to blame you, John, is what I'm trying to do.
No. Blame our friend Elliot.
Oh, right.
They
Yeah,
were the
Elliot,
one who brought us to these movies.
Elliot, curse you.
Elliot,
Curse you from beyond.
Elliot, being the nerd that we love them for being, was like, dude, it's a vampire thing. If you don't include it, you're not being, as
They were correct.
Yeah.
They were correct.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it doesn't make me forgive them.
And then the fact that we've now discovered not only 4 of these movies, but there's a spin-off in this Vampire Journals thing.
Okay.
Yeah. We're not doing anything else Full Moon, though. We're only doing things connected to Subspecies. I don't want
Oh, come on.
Well, otherwise we're going to... otherwise we'll... Because they made other vampire stuff. I don't want to watch that, though.
Actually, I don't remember Beyond Vampire Journals and
There's a couple other ones I see in there, but I'm going like, you know what? I
no,
don't know
let's
this
we're
it.
good. We're good.
Yeah. Because once again, once you've seen one, you've kind of seen them all, as we're saying.
Boy, have you.
Yeah. So he wants to buy, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I'll think about it, but in the meantime, dagger to the face." I did like that. I did like Radu just taking a fucking blade right under the eye, man.
Well,
that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I did too, but
Oh, he's like, "Oh, you bitch."
I know she hasn't been a vampire very long, but she got to talk with the guy that we liked from the previous movie.
Yep. That guy was awesome.
Yeah, the really tall. I know all about the vampires. Blah blah blah.
I missed that. I wish he had been our Van Helsing the whole time.
Yeah, but the thing is like, okay, it is visceral, and she does not just the one in the eye. She stabs him in the head.
Oh, she hits him first in the face, and then she just goes to town on him.
She goes to town on him, but I keep thinking, he is a vampire, lady. You know that's going to hurt him, but it's not going to kill him. What are you doing?
But this is the same dagger he used to kill his father in the first movie. So it did kill his dad.
But not through the head.
No, he got him in the heart. But she
hits him. The thing.
But she hits him a few times in the chest too. I don't know.
I think I remember him falling back, and it's just holes in his head and face, and I was like, wait a minute.
Well, there's a lot of that, and then there's also like a big, almost kind of zombie death where she sticks it right in his forehead, and he's like, oh. And I thought, number one, I know Radu's never gonna die, so do whatever to him. It doesn't matter. He'll keep coming back. Who cares?
I like seeing a vampire get stabbed in the head. I do. I just am not expecting it to be a kill shot.
You know what I like more, though? A vampire getting stabbed in the head, then pulling the blade out. Clink. I like that shit.
I know you do.
I love when somebody thinks they've killed a vampire, and the vampire's like, "Oh, really? Let me pull this sword out of me." That's cool. That's always cool to me. They don't do that here. I wish they did. Instead,
they don't.
We get Radu is still severely wounded by this because he's crawling across the floor here, grabbing at ankles. He's a literal ankle biter now.
He really is.
Oh, little Radu, he's a little ankle biter.
But Michelle is trying to rescue her sister off the thing.
Oh yeah, the thrill as a woman tries to undo a chain.
Yeah.
Oh, we should also mention, before she goes to work on that chain, she does also light the witch mom on fire.
Yeah, that's right.
That was pretty cool.
That was pretty good.
An action shelf favorite. Both Listman and I, one of our favorite things is people being lit on fire in movies. So
of course, because the kind of stuff that goes into a stunt like that. It's
always
impressive.
Cool. It's always cool. Yeah.
And even for a low budget one, you're always like, damn,
looks good, man. I mean, because that's a thing you can do practically, and it's reasonably easy if you have the right trained people and safety things. But that's about as good an effect as they're gonna do in a full moon movie.
And I assume that is a good way to get rid of an immortal witch lady.
I thought so,
but
you'd be wrong. I thought that was well established that if you burned a witch, they were done for. Burn or drowning. That's what I always thought. Anyway, no, she's still alive because she's going to be the big scare at the end. Well, the by their terms, big scare at the end of the movie.
By their terms.
Yeah, man, you talk about there's borderline not even anything unsettling beyond just like, that's kind of crass, like the thing about the menstrual blood. But there's not anything even remotely creepy in these movies to me. Radu doesn't disturb me at all. I think he's goofy as hell.
Yeah.
The fingers really do damage to that. Guillermo del Toro could make big long fingers scary if Doug Jones was wearing
it is about the way you shoot it. And again, this guy is too omnipresent in these films.
You're right. He's everywhere always.
And you are called, the attention is called to them constantly. So you are basically sitting there waiting for him to try to use a typewriter. You're basically sitting there waiting for something like him trying to use a stick shift in a car, because you're waiting to see how terrible it's going to look.
All right, day 1, chapter 1, Radu's memoirs. Damn it!
Hunt and peck. Hunt and peck.
Oh, let's see. Where is that pesky little G?
I always end up getting 3 at one stroke because of these damn nails.
Damn it, Mommy, where is the whiteout? Because he's typing. He's typing on an old typewriter.
Of course he is.
Yeah. I stole this from Ernest Hemingway.
X, 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 X. I just cross out.
Yeah.
X, X, X.
Yeah, so, because they're running away here. Becky is the one who gets the final staking in on Radu. We'll see how he comes back from this in the next movie, though.
I cannot wait.
It may have something to do with little subspecies. I don't know. I mean, this time they don't have to put his head back on. They just have to pull the stake out of him.
They have to pull that stake out.
Which I guess once they do that, then it's pretty easy to bring this dude back.
But basically here at the end, all it is Michelle gets Becky to the front door of the place.
And then she's like, I can't.
Yeah, and she's like, come with me, you're safe now. And she's like, but the sun is coming up and I can't go with you. And she goes, fine, I'll just wait out here till darkness falls and then we can go together. And she's like, man, you're the best, sis.
Yeah.
Okay. And then suddenly, guess who springs out of the shadows?
It's Witch Mommy.
Witch Mommy, and she grabs Michelle and drags her farther into the castle.
Cut to black. Coming soon. Subspecies 3.
Literally, that's it. It's just Vampire Michelle, getting pulled back into the castle by Witch Mommy.
No, it's
and
literally
Becky's
them
just standing in the doorway going, don't.
We'll see.
Oh, no.
We'll see you all next time, folks. Radu will return in. That's what I wanted. In Bloodlust, Subspecies 3. Ooh, Bloodlust. That promises a sexy
man,
time.
there's going to be so many showers in the next one.
Yeah.
They will never get clean enough.
Oh, God, no.
John, we made it to the end of this one. Would you recommend any human being ever set eyes on this film?
No. It's not even fun bad, really. It's just bad. I think the first Subspecies is worth a lark. Once again, that's like if you have a group of friends over and you want to watch something kind of silly and make fun of it. That's how you can enjoy that. But this one it drags. It makes no sense. Other than a couple of halfway interesting gore effects, there's not even anything like exciting beats in it anywhere or anything that particularly stands out. It's pretty lame.
If you wanted to watch a crazy, ridiculous stop motion sequence, you could watch the first 3 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
Because our little Subspecies guys putting Radu back together, for me, highlight of the film.
Agreed. That scene was cool, and like seeing the head come together and stuff like that.
Yeah, it is dumb. I mean, we're not saying this is great or even scary. It's just ludicrous, that can be very entertaining.
Jesus Christ! I just
you
clicked over.
You're in a safe place, John.
I just clicked over to Subspecies 3, right, to get the title of it there, and I just come across. Just somebody saying, just edges out Subspecies 2 is my favorite in this hugely entertaining vampire series, mostly on the strength of Anders Hove and Denise Duff's performances? The fuck you talking about? By the way, his review was titled Beauty and the Beast with Fangs.
Jesus Christ,
fuck
people.
Off. He says Denise Duff is the coolest vampiress ever on screen.
What?
I mean, unless she radically gets 10 times, a million times cooler in the next movie, I won't say that.
Here, she's just kind of the confused damsel who doesn't want to turn to the dark side, and she's dewy-eyed a lot of the time and morose. But no, most awesome vampiress? No. So maybe she does make a big change in the next movie.
I'm gonna guess
Maybe.
no, and that this person's just crazy as usual.
Unfortunately, I think you're probably much closer.
I don't understand. I mean, I don't understand how you can be like, I am all in on this mythology, man. Dude, I mean, it makes me go, can I introduce you to so many better movies? Like,
yeah. Do you have a day? Because I'd like to just treat you to things that are so much better.
Have you seen Near Dark? Have you seen The Lost Boys?
Oh, my God.
I mean, like, have you seen Fright Night? There's so many better vampire movies. Have you seen...
those feel so far away from us right now.
Have you seen next week's movie, where we will be talking about Interview with the Vampire? We're going to sit down and get a vampire on the record.
This is the one, again, where this is Barbara Walters' special, right?
Yeah.
From around the same time.
I'm sitting
where
here.
where she's basically just like, tell me about your hopes and dreams and what kind of tree you want to be. You think it sounds boring, but it's gripping.
I'm sitting here with Lestat, a vampire.
Yeah, and he shows her around his house, and it's just great.
No, wait a minute. That is just the interview with Tom Cruise, now that I think about it.
Oh, shit.
Also, a crazed immortal being. A
surprisingly good performance, I will say, in advance of having not seen it for years. But I, at the time, was rolling my eyes at that casting.
I think everybody was, and I think the general consensus was he surprised everybody.
He's still not what a lot of people would have thought for Lestat.
The thing Cruise had, and look, I also recognize, and this will be the case next week, I'll say this, I fucking love Tom Cruise. I love his movies so much. I think he is an underrated actor. But the thing he will do...
Buddy, you still have to pay for your next session at the church, right? Saying all these things about Tom is not going to get you any discount.
No. They told me I could go clear if I gave some more good reviews. No. No. I do love him. He's one of my all-time favorite actors. But I will say the thing is, he doesn't do anything halfway. So if he is going to play Lestat, he will go all in and give it his all. And so I think that is what people did appreciate, is he took that shit seriously.
Tongue kisses Antonio Banderas. Deep tongue kisses. He's full on.
Well, I mean, dude, how hard is that for anyone? Even I would be tempted to do that just in general. I mean, my God.
Antonio Banderas, especially at that time.
That man smolders like nobody's... I mean, that is a cast of hunks, but dear God, Banderas. Oh, my God. Even in that dumb wig. Still amazing. But the thing is, we also get... It's a Neil Jordan film also. I mean, a real deal filmmaker. That's a nice palate cleanser. We're also going to have a guest with us for the first time on the show. Olivia Gray is going to be with us, who jumped at the chance to do this. I think is a big Anne Rice fan, wants to talk about the book and the movie, the controversy surrounding the casting. I've already talked with her about talking about that kind of stuff. So that will be interesting. It's her first time on the show.
Well, I'll have to shave and look a little nicer.
Clean the place up a little bit. Put out some snacks. We've got a guest.
Yeah, and not the shitty kind.
No,
not that leftover Halloween candy from last year.
So that'll be a fun episode. I'm looking for, because I too have not seen it in quite a while. So I'm actually looking forward to watching this one. We get a couple prestige movies before we get back to Subspecies.
And I'm ready.
Yeah. I think we need that. I think we need a palate cleanser of some like studio-made films for a second here.
I would have been happy with, just passable, but we've watched some real shit back to back.
Yeah.
So it's like, we need something that's even just okay.
No, exactly. And I think that we're headed down at least some real filmmakers trying some stuff at least. So,
awesome.
So
I'm ready.
So that is going to do it for this week's episode of Campbell and Jones Meet the Monsters. I'm John Campbell.
I'm Brendan Jones.
And remember, there are such things as monsters.
Uh-oh.